Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading for the week of Monday, July 30th through Sunday, August 12th, 2018. Yes, it is a 2-week time span because the angels wanted it to be a 2-week time span. So apparently there must be some work or some big things coming up these next 2 weeks for everyone. I may do a short reading next weekend as well. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. But this will span 2 weeks for everyone. So hopefully everyone is doing well after the eclipse and all the different energies that are happening and shaking things loose for all of us. Hopefully you are all faring well. Make sure this is recording. Maybe. Okay, yes, excellent. So for those of you new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hopefully all of you will find something in the reading that resonates with you. When I pray and prepare, I do ask that all of you receives at least one message. Do keep in mind, though, this is for a large number of people. So you may not have anything in this week's reading. That's okay. Come back next time. But hopefully there will be something in here for you. For all my loyal subscribers, thank you all for being so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all your comments. Thanks for sharing the videos. For those of you that have made some donations, I love your recent donations. Some of you have done some interesting numbers. I love the numerology. So thank you for those donations. Thank you also to everyone for your patience. I, like many of you, am still trying to close a chapter, my retirement. Like many of you are. Hopefully, God willing, it will finally close this week or next week. We'll see. Praying hard every day, but thank you for your patience because I am not doing personal readings and such until that's all concluded because it does take a lot of my time and focus, but thank you for being patient while I work through that. So stay tuned. When I do start accepting personal readings and scheduling those again, I will announce that here on the channel in some readings, okay? So thanks for your patience and just stay tuned. Now, for those of you that are interested in the cards today, I am using the Tarot of the Nymphs, Denise Lynn's Gateway Oracle cards, and then I have a number of cards from Doreen Virtue. We've got her Mary, Queen of Angels, Indigo Angel cards, Archangel Michael, the Angel Tarot cards, and Archangel Raphael's. Now that deck, we're going to be doing 2 situations, so only one of the situations is going to get those, so we'll see who's going to get it. So let's go ahead and get started. It's going to be 2 situations. We're going to be covering the situation, the foundation and or the basis of the situation, and then what the angels are recommending that you do during this 2-week time span, or they're saying for some of you there's going to be some messages in there of something you need to know, be aware of. Okay. We will not have enough room at the end of the table for me to spread out everyone's recommendation cards because they are having us use a number of decks. But don't worry, when we get to those, I will make room so that everybody can see them. For those of you with children, you will notice that the nymph cards do have some adult images, explicit images, so make sure your children are not around. Let me make sure these aren't too far. Okay, good. Those are actually pretty close to perfect. Ish. As perfect as you can get with cards that move around on the table all the time. And who? Okay. And last. All right. Okay. So let's see here. Situation 1, situation A. Let me see these. what we're going to do? I'm going to move these momentarily so you guys can see these a little closer. Don't worry, situation B. You will get your time. You definitely will. We will move these up when we move to your situation. Okay. So, I'll pull those in a moment. So what you have here with these first two sets of cards, and we'll lay out your recommendations when we move these up. You have your situation, and then you have the foundation or the basis of your situation. Now, this first card that you have, this is the Nine of Wands. And this is about really taking the time to stop and reflect on your emotions. Really take a look at those things, because for some of you, you haven't been looking at your emotions. For many of you, you haven't wanted to acknowledge your emotions. Kind of like running from them, they're saying. But this is about not only taking the time to listen to your emotions, to evaluate your feelings and your emotions, but also heeding the advice that you're receiving, the intuitive advice that you're receiving, and taking action on those things. Because this is, for most of you, this is a love situation. And you have this deep love. You are not with the person, but it's a very deep love. Many of you, you can see this grass that she's sitting on, it's kind of like dead. So for some of you, you have come to this realization that this person from your past is someone you have very deep feelings for. For some of you, this is your twin flame. You've got your infinities there. It could be a twin soul, it could be a divine partner, a soulmate, but this is someone whom you have very deep feelings for. And you have, they're saying for some of you in the past 6 weeks, some of you even 6 months, but for most of you, it's been within the past couple months, you've come to this realization that, oh my gosh, they're the one. Oh, I can't deal with this. Some of you don't face it because the feelings are deep, but there have been things that have transpired. Some of you, you're in other relationships, but you haven't really wanted to acknowledge those emotions. You've been fearful of taking action steps with regards to those emotions. Some of you haven't done it because they're saying you think everything's dead. You think it's over. You think you don't have a chance with this person, but indeed you do. It is a divine, you see these infinities, these eights? It is a divine love. First, so for a number of you, this is your twin, which would be your other half. You think it's over. You don't think there's a chance, but there is. They are in love with you as well. But you are keeping yourself stuck. You see, this is this Eight of Swords. And this is all about feeling completely helpless. Feeling as though we cannot get out of the situation. We are beyond stuck. We are totally paralyzed, immobilized. We cannot do anything to move forward. This is also about a number of fated, destined obstacles. So you have had a number of obstacles and things pop up that were destined and meant to happen because of divine timing, maybe some lessons that you were to learn. For some of you that this is a twin, they were lining up your timing to be with her or his timing. It's about, feeling stuck, blocked. But you've been stuck and blocked by a number of you, these challenges, these fated things, these opportunities for growth that could not have been avoided. They had to happen. Okay, we're going to come right back to that. You've got this Ten of Water. And this is like, oh my gosh, the love card. This is like total fulfillment. At the bottom it says a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and trustworthy relationships. And you see you've got this couple in here. They are swimming deep in their emotions. They are totally in love. They are in sync. They are on the same page. They're both carrying the same chalice. They've got their child swimming behind them. They have everything that they desire. This is, it's rewarding relationships. It's mutually beneficial relationships. It's relationships where there is joy, peace, bliss, complete contentment and satisfaction. It's also a relationship that is built on a solid foundation. It is built on a relationship that is founded on trust, truth, honesty. It is complete stability. So a number of you, you've had relationships where there hasn't been honesty. Things have not been forthright. You have built relationships with people in the past that were built on faulty foundations, and they repeatedly would fall apart. And many of you have become frustrated with that because every time you've tried to get to this contentment, you've tried to get to this stability, you've tried to build something with someone, you've tried to get that 10 of Cups, it's just not worked. So now you have this person, you're like, okay, they're the one. I want it with them, but gosh, I don't think it's going to work. I don't know. I've had all these other issues, these other relationships fall apart. What if this one's going to be the same as the others? It's not. You will get the 10 of Cups with this person. So for those of you in this situation, you know who it is. You've met them. You are not with them. You are not in a relationship with them. For a large number, this is your twin. You see, you've got the matching fish, the matching chalices. You've got the 2-8 divinity symbols. And they're saying divinity and infinity. But you have to close a chapter first. Now, the interesting thing about this, you see in this card, she's not stuck. Her hands are not bound. At any time, she can reach up, remove the blindfold, untie her feet, stand up, and walk off like a boss. There's this big gap in between these swords. She's not stuck. She thinks she's stuck, but she's not. Many of you, you are stuck, but you are not stuck. You are the only thing that's keeping yourself stuck because you are fearful that you're going to have more blocks. You're fearful you are going to have more challenges. You have gone through this phase where you've come to this acknowledgement that, oh my gosh, they're the one, and I let him get away. For some of you, you pushed them away. You cut them off. You stopped communications. You blocked communications. You jumped in a relationship with someone else, but you've come to the realization, oh my gosh, they're the one. That slippery fish. Ooh, I let them get away. How do I lure them back in here? How do I bait my hook and pull them back? I don't think I can do it. I've come to the realization they're the one, but I'm going to sit here and do nothing about it. Because I've had so many challenges and difficulties in so many areas, I'm just, I'm fearful it's not going to work. I will do nothing instead. You are keeping yourself stuck. You really do. This person that you're being divinely guided toward, they are the one for you. They are your meant to be. But you have to do something. You have to remove the blindfold. Because many of you are not wanting to see and acknowledge how blissful this will be. Many of you, it's because you are fearful of delving into those emotions, truthfully sharing your emotions and feelings with the other person. Oh, that's why. Okay. And for those of you that say, I whisper and talk to myself, that's because I will hear Jesus, and usually it's Jesus and Archangel Michael, but the others will pop in sometimes too, and they will tell me something, and I have this little dialogue with them before I share with you, so they are telling me why you're fearful, but don't worry, hang in there. You're going to find out when we get to recommendations. You move into this foundation, the basis of the situation. You have the Death card. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. They don't normally give signs. But you've got that paired with another major arcana of the world. Now, the Death card in this deck, this is all about, releasing, shaking off the remnants of our past life. It can be, some of you, it's shaking off a relationship. You've got sometimes you'll have that relationship, that person that's a clinger, you just can't shake them off. They're kind of like glue or actually gum on the bottom of your shoe, and you're scraping your shoe and you're scraping, you can't get it off. There's some of you that are saying that you're in this relationship. You don't want to be in the relationship. You really want to get out of the relationship, but you just can't shake that person off your shoe. You just can't get rid of them. They are holding on for dear life. Well, in order to move forward with the one that you are destined to be with, that you are fated with, that you will find this contentment, because you're not content in the relationship you're in, you do have to let that person go. There has to be the death, the ending of that relationship. Period. You will continue to be blocked and unable to move forward into this until you let that person go. Now, this is also, you see how she's like dipping into water. What does water do? When we're baptized, water cleanses us. It purifies us. It brings us to a state of innocence, a state of purity. She's cleansing herself. For some of you, you see how she doesn't have anything on. She has bared her chest. She has been honest. She has been forthright. Some of you have doubted whether she has been honest or forthright. She has shared everything with you. She has been honest with you. It would appear that she's been of pure heart, innocent, pure intentions toward you. But you have been burned in the past. So you are fearful that, what if she's, really hiding things from me? What if she's not being honest? She's not wearing a mask. She's not wearing a mask. She's not wearing clothes. She is completely baring herself to you, having true intimacy, not hiding anything. She never has hidden anything from you. She allowed herself to delve into her emotions and share them with you. You did not reciprocate. So for some of you, this basis and foundation is you allowing this cycle with her to, because they're saying this a perspective that you have, this, what if? Because some of you, so for those of you that this is a twin flame, you've had, with twin flames, the way it typically works is you will have someone, they refer to it as your shadow twin. Typically, it's a person that you will meet before you meet your true twin flame. It's a person that, you hit it off right away and there's these sparks. It's a soulmate. So that person is a soulmate of yours. Soulmates, though, are family, friends, cousins, whatever. But this person was a soulmate. They came in, they really lit your fire. You thought, this is amazing, this is the one. But then it really quickly nosedived south. And that person, for some of you, they lied to you, they cheated on you, they stole from you, they were false, they were not honest about their intentions, they hid things, they lied to you about things. So when you did meet the one who is in fact your twin flame, who truly is your other half, it was somewhat of a similar start. There were fireworks. It was amazing. You thought they were the one. You're like, oh my gosh, she's perfect. He's perfect. Oh no. Whew, what if they're like the last one? I can't step into that. I can't do that. What if she's really lying like the other one? What if she's just playing me like the other one did? She's not. You need to close that cycle, that perception of yours, because she is indeed innocent. But this is also about, letting those things be washed away so that we can have an emotional rebirth. So this is the world. As Archangel Michael at the bottom, it says, a job well done, joy, contentment, gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. This is all about completing something of great significance, completing a cycle of great importance, closing something, ending something, so that we can move forward in a new chapter, so that we can take our lives to the next level. For those of you in this situation, so that you can get an upgrade in partners. You can finally get the love that you desire, who you really can build something with. That's what you want. You haven't had it with anyone else up to this point. Well, she's there, he's there. You just need to take off the blindfold, look at your emotions, and take action, move forward. So for some of you that it's ending the cycle, your thoughts as to how you have viewed her so that you can let that go and move forward into the next chapter. Having a rebirth with her or him. And they're also saying it really would be like an emotional rebirth, like a totally new beginning. Because all the lessons and things that you've had, you've come full circle, you've closed that, you've completed that. It is time for your new beginning. Now, for others of you, this is talking about the ending of a relationship, a completion of a relationship with someone that you are currently in a relationship with. That is not the one. For others of you, this is a completion of, some of you, it's like again, that person that keeps hanging on to you. They're like gum stuck to your shoe. You can't get rid of them. They are always boomeranging back to you. Stop catching the boomerang. For a number of you, they're boomeranging back to you for what they can get from you. They are using you. You know that. But you have to totally close that chapter with them. No longer setting boundaries so that they stop boomeranging back, so that you stop this vicious, never-ending cycle with them. Because you can't move forward into this 10 of Cups with the person you're destined and meant to be with until you close the chapter with the one you're not. And for others of you, they're saying it's just a closing of those emotions, because for nearly all of you, you know who this person is. Because of, we all go through relationships that hurt us. That's how we learn, that's how we grow. But at some point, we have to open our hearts. If we're ever really going to have the 10 of Cups, have the love, we can't keep our hearts closed the whole time. We can't close off to emotions the whole time. We truly do have to open up to that. We can't receive love. We can't build something on a solid foundation if we're not going to open ourselves up and allow it. It's closing that cycle of that pain you've had from a previous relationship that has made you closed off to the one that you are destined to be with. They are not your past. They are not the lovers who hurt you. They cannot show you this and prove this to you until you open up your heart, until you allow yourself, like, okay, I feel these emotions. They're real. I'm not going to ignore them anymore, and I'm going to take action on them. I will let that person know. I will communicate that. So then they can prove to me and show me that, wow, they really are the one. We're really on the same page. There's someone I can count on. You know what? They're not screwing around on me behind my back. They're not lying to me. They're not cheating on me. They're always honest and forthright. But you have to let those past emotions go. There's some Usher song about how, I'm not the one that did this to you. She didn't do this to you. She didn't break your heart. She didn't hurt you. He didn't. Whatever your situation is, they didn't do it. Stop holding them accountable for what someone else has done to you. They didn't do it. She's been honest the entire time with you. Some of you have not been honest with her, though. That's what they were talking about earlier. What the angels are recommending you do these next 2 weeks. You have this Temperance card. Some of you could be Sagittariuses. But you see, she's got these 2 pictures. This card, it's about allowing love, allowing that energy, that life force energy to flow from our hearts. Because by allowing the love to flow, by allowing ourselves to be guided by our hearts, we can get into the flow. And that is the secret to balancing our physical and emotional fulfillment and well-being and happiness and joy and bliss. We have to be in balance. So for some of you, you have been in these relationships where you've been physically fulfilled. Maybe the sex has been good. Maybe you've gone on some trips. You've had some fun together. But there hasn't been emotional fulfillment. It was just kind of like empty. Like, okay, they're not the complete package. They're not a 10 of Cups. But they're a 5. I can get by. They look good on paper. We have a good time together. We travel. He doesn't make my heart sing. But, it'll work. You've been out of balance. Because you're not fulfilling both sides. You need to fill both cups to be fully fulfilled. It's not just about sex, it's not just about the physical fulfillment, it's about the emotional fulfillment. When you have both, you will have bliss, you will have happiness, you will come into balance. You will be able to finally have joy. Because many of you, you're trying so hard to have happiness, so hard to have this blissful life, this blissful relationship, this amazing. Say for some of you, this person that you're not with, it's your twin, divine partner, the 2 of you together are a power couple. Some of you are like, you've got this image in your mind of, okay, the power couple. Some of that is because you're a twin flame. And when you finally get with your twin, in fact, you will be the power couple. Who's not just there to have this amazing love and solid foundation, but you will be helping humanity at very high level. With some stuff that you'll be getting. It's a little different for each of your missions. But you'll be helping hundreds, if not thousands of people. And you get this amazing love, and you'll have everything in balance. You'll finally have joy. What they are recommending, that you do is stop selling yourself short. A number of you have been selling yourself short because you see how she has this like drape. It's like draped across the front of her. Now, if the wind weren't picking up, it'd be laying flat up against her. But the wind's kind of just picking it up. So this relationship with the person from the past that is your one, your destiny, you were not honest with that person. And she or he was honest with you. Now, if this was laying down, her fanny would be shown. Some of you were showing your behind with this person when you were in a relationship with them, which is why you need to apologize. So this card, integrity, this is at the bottom it says, I trust my ability to know what is true for me. So this is talking about, someone in the relationship was not coming from a place of integrity. They were not being honest. They were lying. There was dishonesty. For some of you, this person from the past could be the mother of your child. Or an unborn child. She could have miscarried. She could have miscarried. Some of you, she could be the mother of your child. Not all of you. But you weren't honest with her. You see, she's alone. Some of you, she's alone with the child. Then you have this card, apologize. And you see, he's bent over like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I bow down. How am I going to get forgiveness? I need forgiveness. She will forgive you, but you have to tell the truth. And not just the truth as to why things fell apart the way that they did, but also sharing the truth about your feelings. How do you feel about her? How do you feel about her? Because for those of you that this is your twin, she's you, you're her. She loves you deeply. But you need to tell her how you feel. And apologize. For a number of you, they are encouraging you to do that within these next 2 weeks. Listening with your heart, at the bottom it says, I trust the messages I receive from my heart. This is card, our heart knows things, understands things that our mind doesn't. Many of you, you are torn because your heart's telling you one thing and your mind's telling you another thing, and you have allowed your mind, which is why for a number of you, this is a divine masculine message. You've allowed your mind, your logic, to dictate your actions for far too long, and because of that, you have not reached this pinnacle of happiness yet. It is time to shift that. It is time to allow yourself to listen to your heart, because your heart knows what your mind will never understand. So for some of you, I don't know why I keep being drawn back to her. I don't know why I feel so deep in my soul she is the one. I don't know that much about her. I don't know. But my soul keeps calling, but this makes zero logical sense. It makes no sense. So you know what? I'm going to keep doing the insanity. I'm going to keep doing the same thing I've done for years that's brought me nothing but unhappiness, discontentment, broken relationships. I'm going to continue on that path because I just can't wrap my mind around it. You are not going to wrap your mind around it. You can't. This is a destined, fated, blessed relationship, union, connection. It won't make sense to your mind. I encourage you to get out of your mind, start listening to your heart. Your heart will not lead you astray. Your heart is going to lead you to the very thing you desire. And it's also going to clear up your confusion. You've got this last card. Write about your thoughts, and sorry I get a glare when you guys don't, so I'm going to turn it a second and I'll turn it back to you. Write about your thoughts and feelings. At the bottom there is a prayer. It says, thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessings, and healing. So you're confused. You're torn. You don't know what to do. You don't know what direction to go. You don't, for a number of you, you do know what direction to go, but it doesn't make sense. So you continue to sit here like, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. You're not stuck. take the blindfold off. You know what to do. You've just been ignoring your heart. I'm encouraging you, start listening to your heart. Allow yourself to delve into those emotions, because this card, it's about confusion. You're confused because you are allowing your mind to override everything. But you have to delve into your heart. You have to delve into your emotions, which is the thing that came straight out the gate saying with this 9 of Wands card. And when you follow your heart, you allow yourself to feel those emotions, suddenly you'll figure it out. Suddenly you realize, I'm not trapped. No one has me stuck in a basement, in a shack, chained up to a wall. I have loosely bound a rope around my ankles. I have free hands. I can untie myself at any moment I choose to. You have chosen to be stuck. It is time to get unstuck. They're saying the time has come, and you know it. So if you are ready to get unstuck this week, allow yourself to balance. Allow yourself to stop accepting less than. Stop accepting mediocre. Stop accepting half the pizza when you want the whole pizza. You don't just want physical fulfillment. You want physical and emotional fulfillment, because that will bring you bliss. That will bring you happiness. That will bring your 10 of Cups. You keep settling for less than what you deserve. It's time to step up your game, which is, interestingly, what the card 21 talks about. They're trying to level you up. They're trying to give you this amazing, blessed upgrade. But to get that, it is time to step into your integrity. Some of you are going to have to apologize. You're going to have to share the truth. You're going to have to take action in that direction, following your heart, and you're going to have to share your emotions with her or him. They will forgive you if you are honest. Apologize and share your true feelings. Okay, so situation B. Sorry for the lighting. It has been a busy day. I am glad I'm able to get these done for you, but we're losing daylight here in Ohio. Okay. Well, isn't that great? Most of you are divine feminine. Okay. You're not really happy with where things are in life right now. You have the 6 of Cups. She's sitting here and she's watching these two youths play, frolic, have fun, and she's just not having fun. She's just sitting there watching, discontent. But this is about simplicity. It's about our routine. But you're not happy with the routine. Your life for a very long time has been routine. You have felt stagnated. You have not been having fun. Because children, they have fun. They can have fun no matter where you take them. You can take them outside after a pouring rain. They will find a puddle and they will have some complete joy. They will come back muddy and dirty, dripping, looking like a wet Yorkie, kind of looks like a rat, but they'll be grinning ear to ear. They will be so happy. You haven't been happy. You have not been having fun. That spontaneity, that youthful, childlike spirit hasn't been there. Because for most of you, you've been having to deal with some very heavy things. As you've been closing some chapters in order to move forward with the next chapter of your life, it has been a lot to bear, it's been a lot to carry, it's been a lot to deal with. It's been overwhelming. And it's just kind of drained you. You see how this cover's just kind of draped around her? Like, I'm just dropping it all. I can't do this. It's too much to bear. I can't carry this sheet around. It's just too heavy. So you've been feeling kind of drained. You've been feeling kind of stuck. It's time to have spontaneity. It's time to have fun. they're about to shift your life in that direction, because for a number of you, they are in the process of closing a chapter so you can move forward. Now, to kind of get, energy is, come here, baby. Hold on one second. Let's get Miss Lexi up here. Come on. Come on. You want up? So she's clawing at my feet. Let me get her. There she is. Doing you say hi. Okay. So, your burdens have been heavy. You've not been having a lot of fun. Energy's stagnated. But energy is energy. Kind of like money. If you want more money to come in, you've got to not hoard every dime that you have. It's time to start having some fun again. And you will. But they're encouraging you to not, because some of you, it's kind of like, they're comparing it to the eye of the storm. So when you come to the center of a storm, center of a hurricane, it's calm. It's eerily calm. And then you start to pop out on the other end of the storm, and it's, rocky and turbulent until you get to the other end of it. Interestingly, you are, for a number of you, you're even within days of this one chapter of yours closing. You're at the end. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So you're not in the eye of the storm, but it's calm. Things have kind of calmed down a little bit. Have a little fun. Have a little fun. That's going to get the energy moving. Because you've not been. You've been so focused on your goal. You have this 8 of Cups. And it's all about, knowing our desires, being focused on them, pursuing them, focusing on the goals, being very concrete, set in. Many of you have been very set in your ways. You see how she is focused. She's not looking at the bridge from this chapter to that chapter. She's focused on these potholes. Okay, I don't want to step in that pothole. I don't want to twist an ankle. I don't want to take myself down. Many of you have been focused on work. You've been focused on a situation you are trying to close, end, culminate, complete. You're ready to cross the bridge. You're ready for this new beginning. You've got your big palace over here. You've got your 10 of Cups on the other side of the bridge. But you're like, well, I can't head to the bridge until I clear all these potholes. You've been focused on that. You've been laser-like focused on your goals. Many of you deals with money, finances, your business, your work, your career. And that's all you've been focusing on. You're like, home, family, stability, everything over there. Can't look at that right now. I'm dealing with some other things. I can't break a leg. I need to focus on this. And that's all you've been doing. But you're not satisfied. It's not fulfilling you. The beautiful thing is, however, see, she's had to maneuver through multiple potholes. She started way back here. But she's coming up on the end where she's passing this final pothole. She's going to swing it right across that bridge. That's where you're at. You are at the point where you are clearing the final hurdle. The final chapter. Well, I guess it would be the final segment of that chapter, so you move to the next chapter of your life. But you are nearly completing that. You're almost there. You don't have any more potholes to get across. You don't have any more hurdles to clear. You don't have any more blocks, any more challenges. You have finally cleared everything. So you can move into your happiness. So you can close this chapter finally, move into the next. But a lot of you haven't even been thinking about the next chapter. You're like, I can't even. Which is why your hearts are closed off. You have this King of Hearts. It says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. At the bottom it says open your heart and your mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. Now the King of Water, King of Cups would be someone that's a natural counselor. They can provide sound advice. They can comfort others in their time of need. They can assist them. They can offer a warm ear, shoulder to cry on. They're open to different ideas, open to different people. But they're saying this is not a person. For a number of you, you are the twin flame for him. So for some of you, this is your masculine, what's going on with him, and here's what's going on with you. Because you get these two little fish matching. but you're closed off. He's got his hands across his chest. This is about opening your heart to allow love in. You haven't been really caring a whole lot about love. All you've been caring about is, I don't want to fall in this hole and hurt myself. I'm having to maneuver around these holes, these pitfalls, these blocks, these challenges all by myself. No one's standing beside me with a flashlight. No one's standing beside me with a map helping me maneuver through this. Having to do this on my own. I don't care to think about love. I don't have time to think about love. I need to not get hurt in this process. I need to not lose anything in this process. I need to protect myself in this process. When I finish this, okay, I'll start thinking about love. Your heart's closed. It's time to open your heart. It's time to open your heart. It's time to start having some fun. And for some of you, it's time to, the King of Water, he's in control. It's time for you to release having to control everything. You don't have to be in control over everything anymore. You don't. You could take a misstep and you're still not going to fall in that pothole. You might stumble a little over into the tree, but hey, you'll fall right on that bridge because that's where you're supposed to be going. You're supposed to be crossing that bridge now. Let this go. A number of you, you will be able to close this chapter. They're saying for some of you, it's going to be in this 2-week time span. Go to the bridge. It's time to start focusing on your stability, your relationship, the other side of the bridge. Time to open up your heart. You are at the end of this. You have 6 of air, and it says, things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, and taking a trip. The worst of this situation is behind you. These potholes, they're behind you. The challenges are behind you. You don't have anything to fear. A number of you are still fearful of, okay, well, what if this doesn't turn out right? Some of you, it's a legal matter. What if things don't turn out in my favor? What if this goes awry? You're so focused on what if. You're focused on worries, that it's not over, that you can't move forward yet. You're kind of mirroring his mindset where, I can't focus on the bridge yet. I can't focus on the bridge because I'm stuck. I can't clear this. I can't get over there. Yeah, you can. You're just like him. You're not stuck. You've cleared the last pothole. Make a right and start hightailing it to the bridge. So you can close that gate on this chapter, open the gate to the other side, and start walking. You get momentum, you start walking, things will shift. It's about over. This hardship that you've been going through, it's about over. For a number of you, it will culminate during this time. But this card's about things are now finally going to improve. You know how this card, it was, you're all alone, you have no help, no one's there as a navigator, no one has a map, no one's your wingman with a flashlight trying to help you. You are battling all on your own, trying to make it through this maze by yourself. You notice this horse is fighting the current on his own. You've been fighting on your own, but you don't have to fight anymore. Some of you, it's giving up that mindset of, I'm still having to fight, I'm still having to get through this. You don't have to fight anymore. It's over. It's over. Some of you just don't know yet. You don't have the legal disposition yet. You don't have the final decision, but you will be receiving it this week or next week. But it's the end of the difficult situation. It's over. Things are turning around. They are turning around in your favor. There will be the resolution to this situation immediately. Apparently, Allie agrees. Miss Allie. Now, as far as your foundation basis, you have the Allie. Yeah, she's not really so interested in what I have to say. You have the Chariot. And this is, it's interesting. So this card in this deck, it's talking about never forgetting our emotions, never giving up on love. Because by never giving up on love, never forgetting those deep emotions that we have for someone, that is what spurs us forward. That's what moves life forward. That's what moves us to the other side. That's what moves us into this happiness. That's what moves us into our palace. And you have that paired with this Knight of Water. And at the top it says emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative. At the bottom it says falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. The Knight of Water, the Knight of Cups. This is about very deep, deep emotions. As a person, this is someone who is romantic. They're enthusiastic. They are emotional. They share their emotions. They share their feelings. He would be someone that's idealistic, very sensitive. He could potentially be a moody person, kind of up and down as he's riding these waves up and down. He would be someone who's refined, someone who is charismatic. This is the basis, the foundation of your situation. This chapter is closing. Your next chapter is love with this man who is coming back from the past. Your divine masculine is returning. For a number of you, your twin flame is returning, or your twin soul, or your soulmate. But you know who it is. You've not been talking to him. He's coming back. You have to allow him to come back, though, because the choice is yours. And for a number of you, you're closed off. You see how he's coming through these emotions, this turbulence. It's been a very turbulent, difficult time for him to face his emotions and finally get the courage to come dashing in your direction to share that, to share how he feels, to cut through the BS. You see, he's holding a sword. He's ready to share the truth. He's ready to communicate. He's ready to share his feelings. He's ready to share his emotions. He's ready to offer his cup of love. But he's dashing back in your direction, and you're nowhere to be found. You're not floating with a life raft on the top of the waves. You're not down here in the bottom of the water. You've not drowned. You're not here because your heart's closed off. But you love him deeply. And you have held on to that love for him the whole time, even though for many of you it's been months and years since you've spoken or seen each other. Because, did you hear that? So there was just this loud knocking upstairs on my bedroom wall. The angels will sometimes confirm things. I was getting ready to say, you have not released, and they do that as confirmation. So, most of you are twin flames. He is your twin. He is coming back for you. That is the foundation. You are going to be moving into this palace, into this happily ever after with him. He's coming back. He is coming back to declare his love. You have never lost your love for him. You have never forgotten him. You want to move forward with him. However, you are torn. Okay. Got the devil card. He's got these dirty devil. But this is, it's that line that we draw between, irresistible attraction and slavery. Like, knowing the difference between, okay, just sexual gratification, just sex and getting that on, or something deeper. Because it's traditional tarot cards. The devil signifies, addictions, sexual addictions, those primal desires. For a number of you, because this card's also talking about reconciling, because, this is about, that, is it just instinctual, knowing the difference between good and evil, right and wrong? Am I just drawn to this person for sex? Are they just drawn to me for sex? Or is there something more? Because when we can recognize what the truth is, then we can finally reconcile freedom and pleasure. We can counter those vices. We can actually, interestingly, come into balance. So for a number of you, you are fearful because you see there's two women. this could be representative of, you are still holding on to all the emotions from him. You are holding on to the love. But at the same time, you're also holding on to the fear and worries that he was only around for sex in the past. And you are fearful that when he comes back to offer his cup, well, he's really just wanting to offer his sword. Some of you are just worried he's coming back for sex. And because of that fear, even though you're kind of torn, you know how he's torn? He's torn between listening to his heart or continuing just to listen to his logic, which isn't working for him. It's totally not working for him. It's like total flop, total disaster. He knows it. He's finally going to acknowledge it. He's going to get his act together and he's going to come in your direction. But you need to get your act together too, because you're torn. You feel this deep, intense love for him. You got the light and you got the dark. You feel deep love. You are in love with him. You know that he's the one. You are drawn to him. He is like a magnet. You just can't resist. You haven't been with anyone else while he's been gone. You've been really focused on work and stuff. You've not been having a lot of fun. You've been really stressed. You've been going at it alone. But you remember him, you think of him, you long for him, you love him. But at the same time, you're still holding on to those memories of, for some of you, that he was cheating, he had someone else. You are not the only one. You know that, you're holding on to that, which is why you are closed off. So you're torn. You want him back, you want to be with him, but you're fearful, is he just coming back for sex? Am I still just one of his girls? Is that really what I am? Just one of his girls? You need to you know that it's not just sex. Energetically, in order to move forward with him, because he's already having to battle his own inner demons, he's come back, because for some of you, he did have someone else. For others of you, he may have had multiple others. And he's having to face that. It's not like he's not sailing in on smooth waters where he's just fine and dandy and coming in like life is amazing. No, he's coming in. I've been through a shitstorm too. Things have been horrible for me, but you know what? I messed up. I did. I messed up real big, but I'm coming in with the truth. I'm going to be honest. I am sorry. I'm going to make this up to you. I love you. I want to move forward with you. For some of you, there could be proposals following, not long thereafter. It's not easy for him to come in and do this. Just as it's not easy for you to trust. But you're mirrors of each other. He's overcoming his fears to come in your direction. You need to overcome your fears that he just wants sex, because you know deep down he doesn't. You need to release that. For some of you, we are just after that full moon, and you really can't just have a lot of power releasing stuff. It doesn't just have to be the first 48 hours after the full moon. Go ahead and some of you could write a forgiveness letter. For others of you, you could just write down that, hey, I want to release these blocks. I am having a hard time letting that stuff go. I am holding on to the love him deeply, but I'm having a hard time getting that out of my mind, getting out of the fact that he has had others. He's chosen them over me. God, Jesus, angels, help me release that. During these 2 weeks, release that. Dun, dun, dun. Now, okay. So, when you release that, you have these two cards. You have this flying free, and at the bottom it says, I unfurl my wings and fly. You are going to fly, ladies. This is about being daring, brave, spontaneous. You've been lacking your spontaneity. It's time to get that back. Time to get your groove back. It's about being brave, taking a risk, taking that leap of faith. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be in control anymore. It's time for you to be free from the mundane. It's time for you to be free from the monotony. It's time for you to be free of this boring cycle that you have been through, this boring routine every day. It's time for you to cross this bridge, move into some happiness. To do that, it does require you taking a leap of faith. He's going to come in. He's going to come in hot and heavy. He's coming in. Ready or not, for some of you, he is coming in these 2 weeks. Just during this time frame of the reading. Now, for others of you, they're saying these 2 weeks are for you to finish your final preparations. They're giving you a warning that he's coming in. He will come in the following 2 weeks after that, so within this next month. But he's coming in within the next month. Take a leap of faith with him. The choice is yours, but you have to take a risk and know he is a changed man. You're a changed woman, or vice versa. But this is divine feminine, we've got the divine masculine. Take a leap of faith, say yes. When he comes in, say yes. They're playing that Michael Bublé song, that Come Fly With Me, about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk. Take a leap, take a risk, say yes to him when he comes. You'll be glad you did. And I'll post that, I'll post the link to his song down below. I'm not going to sing it for you. I'm hungry. It's past my dinner time. And it'll be better for you to listen to it anyhow, but they're playing that song for me with this. It's time, ladies, take a leap, take a risk. No, he is not the man that he was before. He is not playing multiple women. He has, I'm saying for some, he has grown up. He's grown up emotionally. In the past, multiple people is what fulfilled him. He didn't want anything deeper. He didn't desire anything deeper. It worked. It doesn't work anymore. He's met you. He knows that there's something deeper for him. He wants that. But in order to have that together, you're his 10 of cups, he's your 10 of cups, you have to say yes and take a leap of faith. Take that risk with him. You need to move forward fearlessly with him. Archangel Michael says, go forward fearlessly. At the bottom there is a prayer. Thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So take that leap. Now, for some of you, you have been in this state. It's been heavy for a long time. You have show appreciation. They need you to, energy, to shift the energy. Start having fun. Start moving toward that bridge. This chapter is done. You just don't know it yet, but you will know in the immediate future. To help shift and move that energy, instead of focusing on, see how his head's down, her head's down, like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to be over? Woe is me. It's time to stop focusing on what you do not have. Instead, start focusing on gratitude. I am so thankful that I maneuvered around all those challenges and blocks and did not break anything, did not lose anything. I am so thankful that I now have some free time, that I can have some fun. Instead of focusing on, I don't have my twin, and I don't have love, and I have all these nightmares and headaches at work, or I have all these nightmares and headaches trying to start this business or end this business partnership with the past. And I've got just nothing's working right, and I don't have this, I don't have that. Shift your perspective. And it's interesting how you're mirroring each other, because for some of you, it's him shifting his perspective toward you. You need to shift your perspective toward him, but you also need to just shift your perspective in general, from focusing on what you don't have, what has not culminated yet, what is not closed yet, to focusing on what you do have, because you have so much to be thankful for. You'll find when you start focusing on what you are thankful for, what you do have, things will shift, start to move forward, and who knows, if you make a focused effort on gratitude, you might find the next day you get a call from your attorney with the decision for your legal matter. So the verdict, the disposition, whatever it is that you're waiting on. Focus on gratitude and watch things move forward. Now, okay. So this message, they're saying, is for a very small number of you. 12? Probably only 12 of you. And that's good, that it's a small number. So you have this Father card. And at the bottom it says, my true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. So, for a very small number of you, this chapter, this thing that you've been waiting to close, is going to close. Your father is going to pass away. And I am sorry for your loss. They are saying, though, for those of you that are in this situation, you know he's going to be passing. He has been having health issues, or your twin flames, your intuition is on point. You already intuitively know that it's going to be happening. When he passes, and again, I'm so sorry for those of you that are going to be losing your father. But when you lose your father, you're no longer going to have to go at it alone. You've been having to go through a lot. A lot of you would describe it as you've been going through hell for years, and you've been having to do it alone. When your father passes, that's what's going to spur him to return, so that you don't have to go at it alone, because he doesn't want you to have to do this alone. So he is going to come back to be your rock and to help you get through that. So, I am sorry for those of you that will be losing him. Again, they are saying it's a very tiny number of you. So there's thousands of you that watch this. Only 12 of you are going to be approximately having this happen. You already know. But I am still sorry. Because it's never easy to lose anyone, especially a parent. It could be father, biological, could be stepfather, could be a father figure. But your twin is going to be coming back. That is going to be the trigger that brings him back. Now, last card is Detoxification. Ladies, you get an Archangel Raphael card. At the bottom it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for cleaning up my body, mind, and life so that I may happily and healthfully live free of chemicals. So for a number of you, they are encouraging you to make some dietary changes. They're encouraging some of you to stop eating meat. Some of you, it's to cut the sugars. Most of you, they're saying, like, you've already cut substances and alcohol and stuff. That's not really it. It's more so they're saying sugars, carbs for some of you, meat for others. It's different for all of you, but they're saying that you know what it is because they've been trying to push you to do that for a while, and you have not done that. So what they're saying is pray and ask that they help you. So for some of you, you know, I love ice cream. I love chocolate. I'm right there with you. Going to be giving that up. It's not easy to give those things up, you know, especially when we enjoy them. But all you need to do is just pray and ask God, Jesus, angels, okay, I get it. I get you want me to give up sugar, or I get you want me to stop carbs, or I get it's time for me to stop eating meat. Can you stop the cravings for those things so that I can successfully give that up? I want to give that up. But you know, sugar's like an addictive thing. You know, big loaf of bread is yummy with some butter. I need you to help me cut the cravings. Get me to stop craving it. If you ask them to stop your cravings, they will. You will then be able to successfully release this dietary, make this dietary change that they're wanting you to make. So they are encouraging you these next 2 weeks to do that. The time has come. So hopefully that helps all of you. I do wish you an amazing couple weeks filled with a lot of love. Ellie. Okay, spaz, sit down. They know when your reading is done. So anyhow, I do wish all of you an amazing 2 weeks filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings. And stay tuned. I may come back with another reading next weekend. We'll see what they say, what we're going to be doing. But you all have some amazing stuff in store. And I cannot wait, neither can the girls, to hear about it.